just dropped a rider whom I have met 3 times. Normally, it doesn't happen that you meet the same rider. This guy I have met 3 times. I'll just post the conversation also. I met 3 times, and every time we had a quality discussion. And the most interesting thing is, every time we have met, the previous day there is rain, and our first topic will be rain only. That is one thing. Second, today is RBI's MPC meeting, Monetary Policy Committee meeting. Now, very important thing one needs to understand is, this time RBI has a lot of things which are going through in their mind. The most important thing is supply chain disruption, which has caused inflation and which has also caused the depreciation in INR as against dollar. Now, normally what happens? India buys most of its crude from outside other countries. So when the supply chain gets disrupted, India is buying the same quantity of crude but at a higher price. In the sense, they have to spend more dollar. Now this weakening of INR against dollar creates inflation. Inflation is nothing but the purchasing power of your money is going down, right? Now, as you can see, the gas, petrol, other commodity prices will slowly start shooting up. Now, the most important thing here is to understand how normally RBI operates during these sort of circumstances, and what it normally does during a MPC meeting. It either increases the rate, it cuts the interest rate, or maintains the status quo. That means it keeps the rates unchanged. Now, most of the experts, they think they are in the view that the rates will be kept unchanged. But the major question is here is not about the RBI interest rate, what decision it is going to take. See, you need to understand there is something called repo rate. Repo rate is a rate at which banks borrow money from RBI. Whenever there is a concern with the inflation, what RBI does is it slowly increases the repo rate so that the borrowing becomes expensive. Now, when borrowing becomes expensive, people spend less, and even businesses borrow less. Okay, so the demand slows down automatically, and this slowing down of demand automatically has an impact on inflation, wherein inflation can be brought under control. But there is other way around. So if RBI increases the repo rate, the growth obviously gets hurt. So the most toughest challenge for any central bank is to keep the balance between the interest rate and the growth. One more thing you need to understand. It's not about the decision on the interest rate today which is important. It is the follow-up comments. For example, if RBI is more concerned about the inflation, these sort of statements are considered as hawkish stance. Or if RBI is focusing on the growth, that is called dovish stance. So the comments of RBI are more important, because if RBI has a hawkish stance, what it means is I can handle the slowdown growth for a little while, but my primary focus will be inflation. So that somehow gives a message that there are chances in the coming days the interest rate may be increased by the central bank. So this is very important. So you need to understand few things here. What is RBI? I am not telling about what is RBI. What is MPC meeting? Monetary Policy Committee meeting happens to discuss a lot of things. The primary thing will be focused on the inflation and the interest rates. Now this is a balancing act. Okay, so the current scenarios are very challenging. So, and the most important thing is the follow-up comments of the RBI whenever there is a policy MPC meeting, more than the interest rate itself. So this you need to understand. Anyways, so have good knowledge. Like, there is no harm in getting knowledge. Maybe from any field. You are a guy from IT, you are a doctor, whatever it is. Money matters to you also, right? End of the day, you are also working for money. So one good thing about us is we are in the field of money management. So most of the people come to us. We also go to people. So try to encourage people like us. We try to simplify these financial terms in a simple way. Thank you for watching.